Hey guys, it's Blaze here. What you're looking at is closed beta gameplay of a game called Above Snakes. It's currently being developed by Tobias Schnackenberg. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, please forgive me if I'm not. And is being published by Crytivo. As you can see from the gameplay, it's an isometric open world survival game with its own twist. More on that in just a little bit. Now yes, it is currently single player and I believe that the goal is for it to be a single player experience. But if you want more information on the game, you can check out their Discord or you can check out their Twitter as well to keep up to date. I will leave links to all of their socials in the description and in the pinned comment below, so check them out if you're interested in this game. Yes, this game is an open world survival game. It has all of the survival elements that you would expect. It has hunger, it has fatigue, thirst, health of course, but it also has a mental state. As you'd expect, the hunger, thirst, and fatigue, they all work as you would expect from any other survival game, but the mental state meter, I'm not entirely sure what affects that. During my gameplay, I went through a few encounters, but nothing that really affected my mental state at all. And of course, to combat all of that stuff, you have the crafting element. You can craft your weapons, your buildings, crafting benches, etc, etc. All of this stuff is fairly standard for the survival genre. If you've ever played a game like Minecraft or Valheim, any of those games, you'd know what this game is going to be like in terms of the basic survival and crafting. The same thing goes with the base building aspect of the game. You build your house, you build everything that goes in there. All of that is fairly standard. What makes this game unique though is how the open world is built. Unlike other games which are randomly generated like in Minecraft, or are handcrafted with random events sprinkled throughout like Fallout or any Bethesda game, Above Snakes is a little different in that you get to decide, at least from a choice of 3 different tiles, which ones get spawned into the world. Every time you hit the edge of a tile, you can choose up to 3 different tiles to spawn into the world. The type of tile is determined basically through the overworld map. Generally speaking, you'll get a mix, but sometimes you'll just get a choice of 3 of the same type of tile. We're gonna call these biomes from here on in. And so these biomes can be anything from forest, village, mountains, deserts, mines, etc, etc. With that, it comes down to you as to what kind of biome you want to spawn into the world. On top of that, each biome is different in that no 2 biomes, for example, if you have 2 or 3 forest biomes, they won't have the same properties. Some might have more food, but another one might have more raw materials that you can use to craft. On top of that, opening up new tiles in the world costs some of your own resources. Now in the early game, it might just be something like logs, sticks, and stones that you gather, but later on as you go, it's going to cost things like glass. So there's a level of inventory management that not only goes into crafting your base and your safe area in the game, but it also means that you have to use your resources wisely because you need them to explore more of the world. So with that, there's an extra layer of complexity that you kind of need to be able to manage as well. What I've found in my gameplay, however, is that it's fairly balanced and the choices are quite easy to make. Now it isn't just free, open, just do whatever you want, although that is the case, you can do that if you want to. But there are also quests for people in the open world that you can do. There are really simple ones like fetch quests, but there's also hunting quests as well. I'm not sure as to the complete or extended variety of these kinds of quests, but so far I've come across 2 types. There's one where you have to basically get an item, or a fetch quest really. And there's another kind where I have to hunt a specific creature. Now, with that said, these creatures could be anything. And yes, there are things in the world that can hurt your character. What kind of survival game wouldn't have that element? So what I've experienced throughout my short gameplay is that there are some predators in the game, but also the game has its own version of zombies which they call lost souls. And this is actually linked to the lore of the game itself. More on that in just a little bit. There are other dangers to your character. You've got not just the basic survival mechanics of hunger, thirst, and fatigue. You've also got other dangers to yourself like hostile creatures. Theme-wise, of course, you've got, as you can see here, it looks like the Old West or the Wild West theme. Something that I haven't seen outside of Red Dead Redemption. So personally, I think this is quite nice. All right, let's close off with the story of the game. It's set in a place called Corpse Creek and the year is 1883. And what happened with the town of Corpse Creek is that there's some sort of supernatural event and everybody kind of died. And this is where the zombies of the game come from that particular event. Now, because this is just beta gameplay, there isn't too much in terms of the story. It hasn't been fleshed out yet. So I'm a little bit eager to see more of the story itself. If there's an update with it, I will definitely post it up here. But so far, here is your gameplay. Right, you have your isometric base building survival game with its own unique twists. And quite frankly, I'm more interested in games that have a really good twist to them. In this case, your open world is somewhat crafted by yourself at the cost of resources that you gather. So of course, you need to be able to manage which resources go where and what do you want to prioritize. Do you want to prioritize your resource gathering, or do you want to prioritize your self-defense, quests, etc., etc.? Everything that you do in this game, at least so far, is reliant on your decisions. You have a greater degree of control as to what gets revealed to you. And yes, that is what I'm looking for. So once again, this game is called Above Snakes. The Kickstarter is live. You can follow them on Twitter. You can join their Discord if you want to get more information from them. There's no set release date yet, but according to their Steam page, it is coming soon. I'm thinking it might come out later this year, but again, this is something that if you're interested in, you can ask the devs yourself. Just jump into their Discord. I will be there as well, so hey, come say hi. But that's it from me, guys. I'll leave it here. Tell me what you think of this game. Is this the sort of game, is this the sort of survival game that you're looking for? If it is, then yeah, give them a follow and put their game on your wish list. It might be something that you could draw inspiration from as well if you're making a survival game and want to add your own twist to it. So yes, that is all from me today. Thank you very much for watching. Maybe next week I'll have a different indie game showcase for you guys, but most likely I will be putting out a review for Alien Scumbags. So with that said, that's all from me. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.